G'day there, this is Sean Hampsey again, part 4 of the story of Bobby Sands and his companions and his letter from the maze. We have waited for more than 800 years for a constitutional and God-given right. Nations throughout the world under the jackboot heels of Britain, nations such as India, Malaya, China, Africa and others have moved with jet-like speed towards gaining their political independence. But yet we in poor wee Ireland creep at snail pace towards a united Ireland, with unification depending on a scattering of bigoted, influential businessmen and some gerrymandered, spineless politicians fueling the fires of unionism and division based on scaremongering. Perhaps it is easy for those who have never felt the stinging darts of bigotry to say wait. But when you have seen vicious screaming mobs of supposedly fellow Irishmen and women, some of them your immediate neighbours, baying for your blood, when you've seen and experienced hate-filled policemen and soldiers curse, kick and beat your brothers with blood-stained batons and rifle butts, when you see the vast majority of your fellow Catholic brothers and sisters suffering in an airtight cage of poverty in the midst of a relatively affluent society, when you suddenly find your tongue twisted and your speech stammering as you seek to explain to your young, frightened children why their orange order neighbour has inexplicably taken such a hostile attitude towards them, and they may even be in danger of their lives. Especially during the marching season, when the Protestant populace come out in force, arrogantly marching, with their fifes and drums up and down through the Catholic areas, defiantly snubbing their noses, as they've done since the 1600s, while William of Orange conquered the Catholic King James at the Battle of the Boyne. When you see ominous clouds of inferiority beginning to form in the little mental sky, and see they're beginning to distort their personality by developing an unconscious bitterness towards Protestants, when you have to concoct an answer for a 5-year-old who is asking, "Daddy, why do the Protestants treat us Catholics so mean?" When you take a cross-country drive and see as you drive through little villages and towns with their curbside and gutters painted with the English bulldog colours of red, white and blue, when you're humiliated day and night by the alien Union Jack flag flying from nearly every flagpole and household window, when your patience is tested to the point of explosion by the nagging signs of "No Pope here," "No surrender," "Remember the Boyne," and many others, all of them set to try your patience, your tolerance and your Catholic Christianity to the point of annoyance. When you are harried by day and haunted by night by the fact you are Catholic, living constantly at tiptoe stance, never quite knowing what to expect next, and plagued with inner fears and outer resentments, when you are forever fighting a degenerating sense of nobodiness, then you may understand why we find it difficult to wait. When you undergo the nerve-wracking experience and incessant stoppings by the B Special patrols, when they accost you by gunpoint, demanding who you are and your address, even though oft times, and at least they, the B Specials, are your neighbour and have known you all your life. When they search you, ordering you to empty out your pockets if you're walking, or they aggressively demand you out of your car if you're driving. This is in addition to the foreign troops of British soldiers who patrol our villages, towns and cities, again utilising checkpoints to stop, harass and humiliate you in your own neighbourhood, in your own country.